Good morning. So many of you know that our lessons are a series of questions to encourage participation from all of you. So, our lesson today is, what does family mean? And I know that can be a sensitive subject. I know it is for me. And some of us don't have any problem with talking about our family. Um, and a lot of us define family differently. So, we're going to explore what family means and reflect on our family relationships. I'll read a series of questions for everybody to think about. And of course, if it helps you write things down as we go along, then that'd be great. So, how can people become family? And what is your family? Who is your family? How would you define it? What does it really mean to be a family? Is it only our blood relatives? Or is it people that we care about deep in our heart? I know that I'm not close to all of my blood related family, and many of you know my friend Marlon. She's basically my sister who I share a lot in common with. And so I consider Marlon my family. And I'm sure there's others of you who have non blood related people who you consider family. Can you be part of more than one family? And how is that? I know that as time has gone by, years, I've become close to a lot of Marlon's family. And that helps me feel part of the bigger picture. What characteristics can be unique and different from family to family? Some are real close, talk all the time, and others are not so close. They don't talk all the time. And yet, if anything happens, they're people that you rely upon to help you through things. So, what stands out to you? And how does it feel to talk about family in this way? For some of us, it's real easy. And for others, it's hard to talk about family because of all the mixed emotions that are involved. So, what makes family such a complicated concept? Probably because some family members we're close to and others we're not. And does understanding of family change as we get older, and why? Of course, the dynamics of our friends that we learned about in our friendship circles, we realized that people are always moving in and out of our friendship circles. We have friends at different levels. Family is the same way. Some family is close and others are not. So, we have a bunch of reflection questions, and they're meant to reflect on our own families. So, I'll read the list of questions. What families are you part of? And who are in each of these families? Who are some of your favorite people in your families, and what makes them your favorite? What's the best part of being in your families, and what is something you would like to change? Now, I know in our county, we talk about our church family, we have our school family, and we have our family family. So you could apply these questions to each of your family groups. How well do you feel your families understand you? And how well do you think that you understand them? What do you see as the responsibilities of a parent and grandparent, or all the other family members, aunts and uncles, siblings? We have expectations, and we also have boundaries when it pertains to our family members. So, what are some of your expectations? How much responsibility should teenagers have in their families? Are we the glue that keeps it together, or are we the disruptive factor? Are we the ones that's always stirring the pot because our emotions are typically on a roller coaster? How would you like to be similar or different from the people in your families? I'm sure we all have people that we would like to emulate or be like. And we also have family members that we don't want to make the mistakes that they're making. What traditions or special occasions happen in your families? And what do you most need or want from your families right now? We're in a unique situation with this COVID-19, and everybody is needing different things from different people. So, we want to reflect on all these questions, write down what we think to help form how we feel about all of this. You can define your family however you choose. See if you can find somebody to share these questions with. See what they think, bounce ideas off of each other. And if you'd like to share your thoughts about some of the questions, feel free to do it in the comments of this video. There's also an opportunity in this lesson that we would do in the classroom that would have you drawing out what your family is and what they mean to us. And you don't actually have to draw a picture with people in it. You can, for instance, use different colors to represent different families, or family members rather, or different colors to represent how you feel about them. And as you think of each person, draw a color on the paper and find how many family members you feel the same about. You don't have to share your drawing with anybody. And as you create your drawing, think about what you'd like to take away from our discussion today and what family means to you. Now, that discussion part, a little tough to do the way we're having to do classes right now, but we all have our thoughts and ideas, and it's good to have somebody to share them with. If you don't have anybody that you want to share them with, that's all right too. Taking the time to think about our families and how we relate to the different members in it gives us an opportunity to clarify how we feel about people, what we expect from our family members. That's a really big one. We have expectations with our friends, but some of us don't realize we have those expectations with our family members. Like, we expect our grandparents to spoil us rotten. And yet, sometimes our grandparents are the ones raising us. And they really can't do that. They have changed roles into being a parent role, and they need to teach us things. And so it makes it hard on them because their inclination is to spoil us rotten. And yet here we are having to follow rules and listen to them, and it changes the dynamics. Not all of us are living with parents and grandparents. Some of us are in foster care. And it's a little harder to think about foster parents as family. And yet here they are in that role. So lots of mixed emotions about families and the dynamics of them. Church families, we expect church members to treat us in a particular way. We don't want to let them down. We want them to think well of us. It modifies our behavior. So family can be a really big thing, and it's probably time for us to think about how we're relating in our families. Are we the ray of sunshine, or are we the doom and gloom? We've talked about how we see family represented in our lives. At least we hope you're thinking about it. But we also come across the concept of family often in the media. So, what songs and TV shows and movies can you think of with the word family in the title? And what about the ones that family isn't in the title, but their focus is on families and how families live? And how close to reality are those really? Do we watch a show about family and wish that we had a family like that? Or are the shows we're watching really close to reality? Or at least our reality? So why do you think family is such a common topic in media and entertainment? How do you feel about the way family is shown in media and entertainment? And why do you think it's important to think about how family is portrayed in the media? We all have our ideas about the ideal family, and some of us wish that our family met that idea. The only thing I know to say is if you have an image in your mind of what a family should really look like, how people should treat each other, and all of that, then as you become adults and you create your own families, keep that image in mind and make sure that you create it, because whatever your image of the perfect family is, it's up to you to make it. It doesn't magically happen. I hope this series of questions has given you something to think about, and as you reflect upon your family, also reflect upon how you can make your family reach the idea of what you think a family should be. I appreciate you listening to me, and I hope that all of you are treating your family members with kindness and that your family members are being kind to you. Thank you. Have a great day.